Folks, we finally made it.
You are Locked On Nebraska, your daily Nebraska Cornhuskers podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good morning, and thanks for making Locked On Nebraska your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day.
Welcome in. I am Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Connor Happer of 1620 The Zone is with me. He's got his new hat.
Yep. Thanks to Locked On, I think, who sent this hat, and then this hat as well. It's a good hat.
Somebody sent it. I got one too. The white one, at least.
That's good. If you got the exact same hat, that means this is Locked On related in some way, shape, or form. So that's
it would seem that way. It is in my son's closet. All right. The waiting is all but over. Today is the day, Connor. 8 p.m. tonight, Arrowhead Stadium, Nebraska, Cincinnati. By the time you hear this, Connor will be in Kansas City.
Oh, my God.
I will be on my way to Kansas City, if not there, depending on when you listen. Hopefully not in a traffic jam with all of Husker Nation on I-29.
Ooh.
If I see you at the Rockport Trails End or the Platte City QT, say hello. I'll be staying in the plaza area. Don't know how much time, if any, that I will spend there on Thursday, but perhaps I'll walk out and get a cup of coffee or something on Friday morning. Got to get to Arrowhead early today. The gates open at 3:30 p.m. High of 79 degrees today in KC. At kickoff, it should be about 75. Light wind, low humidity for August. No rain in the forecast. Just a beautiful welcome back for college football in the Midwest.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. The weather thing is an unexpected added bonus. This week has been just incredible around here. Waking up, if you're an early riser, you're waking up in the 50s. And you could expect it to crawl back into the 60s, of course, by the time that game ends tonight. So unexpected surprise. We'd love to see it. It's fantastic. All summer long, I was just expecting it to be 150 degrees and miserable for everybody. But that will not be the case. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. So today we're going to make predictions. We're going to offer some over-under numbers, some props, and pontificate on those. We're going to go into the season for Nebraska and look at things that we expect as far as win totals. Take a quick look around college football. Let's just start with this, Connor. Who is going to set the tone tonight and how? What are you expecting from this game at the beginning?
Yeah, I think Nebraska's offense is going to set the tone. I think they'll want to come out, and if there's a coin toss that Nebraska wins, I think they might take the ball. Considering the work that they've done this offseason. Rhule is toying around with that idea anyway, especially at the end of last year when the offense was a little bit more efficient. So I do like now it depends on that if they get the ball first, but I kind of expect Nebraska's offense to steal the show tonight. I think there will be some points on the board. Cincinnati's defense was not very good last year, and it is rebuilding. They do have one good defensive lineman that could cause some problems for Nebraska. So we'll see how they scheme, and are able to help with Mr. Corleone. But I think Nebraska's offense will win the day, and they'll set the tone early, and Nebraska, maybe they have a touchdown or more lead after 15 minutes or so.
They call him the Godfather, Dante Corleone.
Yeah.
I saw a comment somewhere this week about how he was going to have Dylan Raiola sleeping with the fishes. I think Nebraska's offensive line
Wait. He said that, or somebody on the internet said that?
He did not say that. That would have been amazing if he said that. It was a Cincinnati fan or an Iowa fan or something along those lines. It was just internet smack talk. Might have been on a YouTube comment or on Twitter. I don't remember. It's all running together at this time. But there was a sleeping with the fishes comment in relation to Nebraska's QB. So, yeah, Nebraska's going to scheme up Dante Corleone. It would seem you can expect him to get double teamed, and perhaps that opens something up for Cincinnati elsewhere up front on defense. Maybe it causes problems, clogs the lane for Emmett Johnson or something of that sort. But I do think that Nebraska is going to attempt to come out and set a physical tone in this game. You look at the strength of this Nebraska team, it is the offensive line on that side of the ball. Those guys are experienced. They're big. Nebraska is deep at that position. They're confident. They play with some swagger, I would say, that began in this offseason with the addition of Rocco Spindler and then the development of Justin Evans at the center spot and the rise in terms of leadership that we've seen from Henry Lutovsky. So it starts at the inside. I think we knew 2 months ago that Nebraska was going to be strong at the center and guard positions. And then one of the biggest storylines, as we've discussed, of preseason camp has been what's happened at the tackle spots for Nebraska. And it's not gone the way that we expected. If you'd have told me at the beginning of camp that Gunnar Gatula would be the starting left tackle tonight and Teddy Prohaska would be the starting right tackle, I'd have said, oh, something went off the rails there. Was there an injury? Why, at both positions, that wouldn't have been my pick to begin camp. But Elijah Pritchett has been slow to reach the place that Nebraska wanted him to get to, and Prohaska has been just the opposite, coming off of his third season-ending injury at Nebraska. So they're rolling him out. Gatula taking back that left tackle position that he held last year. This is a strong, deep, physical group up front for Nebraska, and you want to play to that strength. I think at the beginning, they're gonna come at Cincinnati. They are gonna want to primarily run the football on that opening drive. You'll see some action from Dylan Raiola with his arm, get Corey Barney involved, get Dane Key involved, get a tight end or two involved. But it's going to be how physical can Nebraska be to set the tone in this game, because that will engage the fans. Old school Nebraska football, running the ball at your opponent and seeing if you can move the line of scrimmage on just about every play, that will get the 60,000+ in Nebraska red at Arrowhead tonight going and excited.
Yeah. I think it'll be obviously the start of the game and the tone, whoever is able to set it will be really important. But I'm also curious to see, what the reaction is when all that sort of goes away. When that comes down a little bit, when we get into the slog of a football game and there's bad things that happen and, the defense busts or the offense turns it over or something like that. Like, I want to see how they respond in those circumstances too. So I think that's really important for them. It's not going to be all roses, but out of the gate, yeah, I do think they'll probably try and hit pretty hard because I mean, they've been in these games where just to open the year, it's just never gotten off the ground. And I think there's a lot of learning lessons in there. Nebraska's in their last 6 season openers against Power 5 teams, they've lost all of them. So it's time for them to go get one.
Think back to that. This wasn't the most recent. Most recent was Minnesota in Matt Rhule's opener, but the year before that, in 2022 in Ireland, and Nebraska with Casey Thompson as its quarterback got off to a solid start. I believe it was Isaiah Garcia Castaneda catching. It may have been the touchdown, but he certainly had a big catch down the sideline on the opening possession of that game, and it looked like, all right, this is the kind of offense that Scott Frost has been trying to build. And coming off of that 2021 season when Nebraska lost every close game imaginable, things looked good on the opening drive, and then it did not.
Well,
it did not
remember,
progress.
Now this is a little bit different because the circumstances were different, but sort of the same thing in 20 as well. Nebraska goes right down the field and
Ohio State,
through Ohio State, and that I believe ended up being the only points they scored the entire game, and they lost 2-7. So different circumstances, different team, different opponent, obviously. But yeah, that was they've had some good starts in these games.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to kind of get into the slog of it.
IGC on the 32-yard touchdown catch from Casey Thompson. 8 plays, 75 yards, 219 to start the game. So that was a fantastic start for Nebraska, which held a 14-3 lead.
And then in that Illinois game that was supposed to be in Ireland in 21, I believe they were up 9-0 before they fumbled in the end zone on a punt return or whatever that stupid crap
Cam
was.
Taylor Britt.
Yeah. So they've had some good starts in these games.
So I guess we could say that the thing to watch out for, if it's going to follow suit for Nebraska in season openers, is not necessarily for the very beginning. Like what's going to happen, like you said, Connor, when things settle down and they get into the flow of the game. Does Nebraska then make a critical error or have something go way off the rails? All right, let's do a few props. First points of the season scored for Nebraska. Who do you got?
Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson.
Emmett Johnson. Okay. I will pick something different, and I'm going to say, and this goes against conventional wisdom and what happened all of last season, Luke Lindenmeyer.
Okay.
On a little tight end release, second down play when the Huskers get to the goal line for the first time. Who is Nebraska's leading tackler against the Bearcats?
Who is Nebraska's leading tackler against the Bearcats? I like how I'm just sort of thinking about this for the first time right now. How about Marquez Watson Trent?
Okay. I'm going to go with Javen Wright, his running mate at inside linebacker. Leading receiver for Nebraska.
Dane Key.
I agree with you. I believe it will be Dane Key. I think he's going to have a big game. I think Dane Key, this is his announcement to Nebraska that he's legit, that he is an upgrade over what the Huskers got from experienced receivers in the transfer portal a year ago. Second leading rusher for Nebraska. We assume Emmett Johnson will lead the way on the ground.
Now you could go a little off the beaten path on this one for a variety of different options. I will, you know what? I'll say Dylan Raiola.
Yardage. Okay. All right. I'm not going to go too far off the beaten path. The hometown kid, Isaiah Mosey. I'm going to say he doesn't necessarily get the second most attempts, but that he breaks one of 25 yards plus, and his yardage total. He runs for 45 to 50 yards in this game. Mosey. Does Nebraska have more passing attempts or rushing attempts in the opener?
Rushing, but it's going to be close. I mean, barely.
Yeah. Okay. I will agree with you on rushing attempts. Okay. We've got some more exciting stuff coming up after the break, some creative props, and we will get to over-unders as well when we come back after this.
All right, Locked On Nebraska fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Why are you doing this? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use our limited promo code FOOTBALL and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You could make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas that you already were going to purchase. Do not think that it's too good to be true. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card from Amazon or other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using the limited time promo code FOOTBALL for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That is promo code FOOTBALL. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
All right, a message now from SupplyHouse. When the opening whistle blows on a new repair, get your crew moving forward with SupplyHouse. SupplyHouse. Order today and see parts on your doorstep tomorrow. Over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Their real inventory and honest lead times keep you from punting projects, while their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side covered. You need parts for a project? SupplyHouse has next-day delivery. Talk about a game changer. Their Trademaster perks like priority shipping and dedicated support make the whole process smoother. So join that free Trademaster program today and score serious perks like priority shopping, lower prices, and a dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free. Use the promo code SHCollege5. That's SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. Supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Mitch Sherman with you. Happy game day, everybody. You made it. Pat yourselves on the back. Great job. If you're driving down to Kansas City right now, and look, there goes the road sign in Mound City, Missouri. Is it time to stop off and get something to drink? I don't know, but maybe it is. So,
have you ever stopped and there used to be a sign, I think it's still there, that says Oregon off to the side on I-29. What is that?
I think it's a town. I think it's a town. Now,
I thought maybe it was like a portal.
I think one time, like one of the first times I did, I was a young kid driving down. My dad like woke me up. I was in the middle of a nap, and he was like, "Connor, wake up! We went the wrong way." And we pointed at the sign that said Oregon. Classic dad joke. I hope to make it to my child one day.
I've probably done it to my kids. My dad probably did the same to me. Yeah.
So hopefully you enjoy Kansas City with a little Husker flavor this time around. All right. So a couple questions, some creative ones here, and then we'll get into some game stuff as well. I think we both agree on this one, Mitch. Will there be a shot of Archie Wilson's family inside the stadium on television?
Yeah, I think there will.
Yeah.
I think the better question, as we discussed on the Wednesday podcast, is will ESPN find them and interview them during the broadcast?
Yeah, I think there's a really good chance that there is something Archie Wilson related during the game. It's a great story. I mean, it's a good story. It's a story worth telling, and America deserves to hear it for either the first, second, or third time, whether they've watched Good Morning America or the Today Show or not. Does that young man, Archie Wilson, can he boot one 50 yards or more? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say he does not do that. He does not do that in the opener.
You don't think he gets one to roll a little bit and goes out of bounds at the 5 or something like that?
It certainly could happen. I mean, I think he's got the leg.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say no. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a
party pooper,
a workmanlike effort from
party pooper. I'm saying yes. I'm saying that he directionally rolls one out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, after the returner gives up on it or something like that. You don't have to have a big leg. You just got to kick it in the right place. I think he might have a big leg.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes. I'm not a party pooper on the Archie Wilson.
I could be saying that he's not going to punt very much.
You're going to make him cry again. That's what you're trying to do right now.
What do you mean? Like, if he doesn't have to punt? Like, he doesn't have to punt because the offense is on the field all day. How about that?
Archie came to punt. Archie would be very, very sad if he doesn't punt in the game.
He came to America to punt. Okay. Will Matt Rhule? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Will Matt? What color of shirt will Matt Rhule wear during the game?
I don't know where this question came from. It's pretty dumb. I'm going to say black. He's been a man in black for much of camp.
Slimming
this season. Yeah. I mean, it looks good, man. So I think he's going to come out and represent the black shirts and have a black, what does he wear? He's gone away from the smock. It's just going to be a black Nebraska football shirt, like a collarless long sleeve.
Yeah.
It says Nebraska football. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll go a little bit more. So I'm going to go, yes, short sleeves. Short sleeves, black. It's a black top, black pants, black hat. I agree with you on all these things, but I think it's like one of those, kind of like baseball warm-up jackets, with the logo here.
Coaching jacket.
Yeah, coaching jacket. Not the smock full on, but yeah, that's what I'm imagining for tonight. And then one more possibly topical one. Will Taylor Swift, the fiance of the Chiefs tight end, attend the game. Will she be there?
I'm going to say no, but there will be a lot of talk about it. Number one topic from ESPN to an annoying level will be about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, because there are going to be shots of Travis Kelce and probably his brother Jason Kelce doing something with Cincinnati, maybe on the sideline during the game. Maybe they'll get up in front of the Bearcats and say a word before the tunnel emergence. When Travis Kelce becomes a topic, Taylor Swift will be a topic. I don't think she's going to be at the game. No,
I don't either. But I also, I don't know what she's doing right now. I don't know what goes on in her life. So it's possible that she just accompanies. I mean, this is how couples are, right? You know, they support each other. I have no idea what's going to happen with her. I'm going to guess no as well. But it would be pretty funny if they made their public facing debut as an engaged couple at a Nebraska Cincinnati football game at Arrowhead Stadium. It's possible. I don't know. I'm going to say no, but it's we'll be watching. That's for sure. We'll be looking out for it.
Okay. Before we take a break, let's do a few over-unders. Dylan Raiola passing yards, 214.5.
Good number. I'll say over. I'll say Dylan gets it going a little bit for in the 240, 250 range.
Okay, I'll agree with you. Dylan Raiola rushing attempts, not including sacks. So how many times will he either tuck and run or have a designed run play? 3.5 is the over under.
Now this one's tough to decipher, but well, I guess you could just take the sacks out. But yeah, I'll go over. He might be moving a little bit. I don't expect it to be a big part of their offense, but he wants to show off that new body and start rolling around a little bit. I'm gonna go over.
I can agree with you on that. Emmett Johnson rushing yards, 99.5. So does Emmett get to triple digits is the question.
No, under.
I'll say yes. I'll say he does it. And Nebraska's going to be intent on running the football, and Emmett goes over 100 yards early in the fourth quarter. Nebraska in the turnover battle, plus 0.5 over under. Does Nebraska break even in turnover? Does Nebraska win the turnover battle is the question here.
I'm going to say yes, but I think there's multiple. Can I throw in this prediction too? There's going to be multiple turnovers for both sides.
Okay. I'm going to say it's even in this game, maybe like a 1-1. So we'll go under on the turnover number. Brendan Sorsby, the talented Cincinnati quarterback, total yards, rushing and passing, 268.5.
Over. I mean, yeah, over.
All right. I'm going to say under. I think the Black Shirts are going to do a good job against him on the ground, and he throws for maybe 230, runs for 20 yards. So it's that'd be under. That's going to be impacted by a few sacks that Nebraska is able to get. Passes caught by the Nebraska tight ends, 4.5 over under.
Okay. Let's say under. Let's say
okay.
Under.
I think over. I think all three tight ends are going to get involved in this game in one way or another. I've already predicted that Luke Lindenmeyer will score the first points of the season for Nebraska. So I think Heinrich Harburg and Carter Nelson will chip in and join the fun and have at least one catch, which will put Nebraska over 4.5.
Wow.
All right, final
tight end love that's creeping in today. This is crazy.
I do. Last one. TFLs for the Nebraska defense. The number set at 5.5.
Let's say under. That's pretty explosive. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go over, but I'll play the numbers and go under.
All right, I'm going over on that one as well. So optimism abound for me in numerous areas. Couple of sacks, and then just some like losses of 1 and 2 yards on run plays by that aggressive Nebraska front. So when we come back, our scores for tonight.
Wow.
And season win totals. That's next.
But first, a word of thanks. We appreciate you all listening to the Locked On Nebraska podcast, your first listen every day. And now an ask, something of you. We want to hear from you. We've put together a survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcasts even better. This is your chance to tell us what you like, what you don't like, how it works, how it should work, things like that. So go to our listener survey, lockedonpodcast.com/survey, and get yourself started. And yes, there's a little incentive to do so as well. If you complete the survey, you'll be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. LockedOnPodcast.com/survey. You can also find the link in the show notes. Thanks for helping us out.
And now a quick word from Gametime, because college football is back. I couldn't be more excited. The tailgates, the rivalries, the energy in the stands, there's nothing like it. But let's be real. Actually getting tickets can feel like more of the battle at times than the game itself. You have endless queues, hidden fees, price jumping at checkout. That is frustrating. That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the easiest way to score last-minute tickets at the best prices with no surprise fees. What you see is what you pay. The app makes it simple to see the view from your seat. You can take advantage of zone deals. I love trying that out. With zone deals, you pick the section or sections. Gametime picks the seats, and then you save. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets, college football tickets, with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. All right, welcome back. Final segment of the week, final segment of the off season for us. First, I do want to say this. I almost forgot. I've had this in my back pocket. We talked about barbecue quite a bit on the podcast this in the lead up to this game. We heard from Terry Braden, the Nebraska defensive line coach, who was all over Gates as his choice. That was a couple of weeks ago in a media availability. All meat, no sauce. I don't necessarily recommend that. If you go to Gates, I would say try the sauce.
We did not talk about how wild of a move that is. That is not recommended. You could get sauce. It's fine.
So I had the opportunity a week or so ago to chat with Jamar Mosey. Jamar is the former head coach at Lee Summit North, sent his son Isaiah, who we've talked about on this podcast. He sent Williams Winery via a stop at Mizzou. He sent Jameer Khan via a stop at Southern Illinois, all to Lincoln on this team as newcomers. In addition to that, he was instrumental in helping Nebraska land some others from the Kansas City area and just establish that Kansas City connection. So there's a story on The Athletic today, Thursday, about Jamar Mosey, his bright future as Matt Rhule sees it, as he sees it. He didn't say, I have a bright future. He just talked about his future and the overall Kansas City connection. I asked Jamar, this is not in the story, but I asked Jamar about barbecue in Kansas City. We talked about Terry's bold statement, and I said, where do you go? And like you find from just about everyone who has roots in this town and has lived in Kansas City, he had a strong opinion right away. He comes at me. Have you heard of LC's barbecue on Blue Parkway south of the stadium?
Oh yeah. I have. That is, you're right though. That is the Kansas Cityans. Like, they will tell you like, hey, everybody wants to go to Gates and whatever, and Arthur Bryant's and Q and all these other places. And Joe's like, you should go to all those places, but LC's is like the real deal. I haven't had it before, but I've heard it several times.
I checked it out online, and it's just very old school.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Like, I bet the barbecue is great there. So Jamar Mosey is emphatic that people should try LC's when they're in town today and tomorrow. So if you get the chance, swing by.
Spoken like a true Kansas Cityan. Okay. Should we do the other games before we pick the Nebraska game or the full season stuff?
That's probably a good way to do it.
So let's start with the big one. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, and the All-American girl Jenny Taft. Big Dude Fox, Texas and Ohio State. The Ohio State Buckeyes. 2.5-point favorites. Biggest game of the week. Biggest game of the year. Number 1 versus number 3.
Cool.
Who you got?
Is this the biggest game of the year? Non-conference? Yeah, sure. It absolutely is. I am taking Texas. The wrong team is favored in this game. Texas has an edge at the QB position with Arch Manning. I get it. Julian Sayin, very good quarterback. He's Ohio State's new starter. But the Buckeyes are going to run into some trouble against Texas. Extremely talented Texas team coming in. Wrong team favored. Texas wins this game. So doesn't even need the points.
Mitch is saying Texas is back, folks. I think it is tricky. Julian saying starting his first game. I just think Ohio State has the ability to they win these games. Like I think it is something in the neighborhood of 17-13 or 13-10, that kind of deal. Like it gets really, really, really slogged down. First game of the year, new quarterbacks, all those things. And I just think Ohio State is one player better, and his name is Jeremiah Smith. And that's your story. I think Ohio State wins, and I don't necessarily love them to win by 3, but I just think they're going to win. So give me the Buckeyes.
He is tough to defend. He's a difficult matchup.
Yep. And then the other big game of the week, Notre Dame and Miami, Catholics versus Convicts is back. This is on ABC in Miami. Notre Dame comes in as a 2.5-point road favorite.
Yeah, Sunday night at 6:30. So you get football all weekend. There's some other good games on Saturday. You got LSU going to Clemson. This is the one we picked to feature here. We're just going to do one game a week outside of the Big Ten. Okay, there's some controversy around what Notre Dame did with its quarterback job. CJ Carr won the spot, and many who were around the Irish did not expect that to be the case. I don't know. I didn't see any of the lead up to this. CJ Carr, by the way, I believe his first offer came from Nebraska way back. I recall.
He's talented. He's going to be a pretty good player one day. I mean,
this is the grandson of Lloyd Carr, former Michigan coach. I'm going to take Miami and Carson Beck to win this game. So again, wrong team favorite. I'm going both dogs in these big games this weekend. If you followed our picks last year, I don't know that I would advise you taking my picks to the FanDuel Sportsbook, but do as you wish.
We're on opposite sides again. Give me Notre Dame, and right. You kind of going off of history here. It's the first game. I love these matchups though. They're great. I mean, helmet matchups, powerhouse programs, blue bloods, that type of deal. But just give me Notre Dame. I like CJ Carr. I think he's going to be a really good player one day. And Jeremiah Love, that guy's pretty good too. So give me the Irish in this one. All right, and is
this the Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit game? I'm sure it is. The other thing,
they flipped it for some reason. They flipped it and they gave them LSU Clemson
on Saturday. Okay.
So this is the Sean McDonough crew game. I believe that's what they did. So that's good.
The other big thing we of course have going on in college football this week is the last college game day for Lee Corso. So that is going to be a tearjerker for sure. Already has been in multiple times. So look out for that this week.
Let me just make sure I got that right. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit.
As you tee that up, as you do, I'll tee this up. So Nebraska is a 6.5-point favorite via FanDuel tonight in Kansas City. The over-under is set at 52.5. What are we saying as you look up the broadcast for Notre Dame Miami?
Yeah, I was right. So Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy will do Notre Dame Miami, and then Fowler and Herbstreit do LSU Clemson, which is on Saturday night. Okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry, which question did we get to first?
We are going to make a prediction for this game. Score. Give me the score. Nebraska's a 6.5-point favorite. Over under 52.5.
Nebraska 30. Cincinnati 20.
Oh my gosh. Wow. All right.
Did we pick the same score?
We did not, but we might as well have, because my score is 31-21. Connor, I had this planned out. I did not base my score off of yours.
I apologize for the lack of creativity here, but we don't know the teams yet. We don't know exactly how it's going to go. So yes, all the predictions that you're going to see are going to be dramatically close to the total, and they're going to be dramatically close to the spread. So that's basically what is happening here. I do think Nebraska, I don't know if it's like quote unquote comfortable. But I think they cover the touchdown, and they get themselves a nice win to start off the season.
So we both are saying Nebraska will cover and the under will hit. Although I'm very, very close on that under. If it moves at all, then you could be in trouble. All right, just one more question before we get to our win totals. Will Dylan Raiola break the school record? Well, I asked the question, will he throw for 3,500 yards? Let's just say this. Will he throw for 3,569 yards? Because that would be the school record. Joe Gans holds it right now at 3,568.
I mean, you're in a great place to be able to do so. I'll say no. He's definitely going to be a top, because I think he'll probably throw for about 3,000, and that gets you top 2 of all time in the single season. So no, he will not throw for a school record, but he certainly could.
All right, I'm with you on that. 3,200, somewhere in that range. And finally, we have taken it all the way down till the end. What is your pick for Nebraska's regular season record in 2025?
8 wins, 4 losses in the regular season. Very, very standard for me, not going out on a limb in either direction.
Yeah, I've already said this. I said it on your station with John and Josh on Monday. I'm going to stick with what I picked 3 days ago and say Nebraska goes 8-4. I look at so many games out there. You could include USC, UCLA, Iowa, Minnesota, that are just going to be down to the wire. And if Nebraska can win half of those games, then it has made a big improvement on where this program sat in that kind of position in recent years. So that's my pick for this team, to win about half of those kinds of games and to go 8-4 going into bowl season.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's a pretty good result for them. Maybe doesn't make you really super thirsty for the next season, but it's a good result nonetheless. All right. Thanks for being with us this offseason and the run up to the game. I know it's been a little boring over the last week or so here, but now we got football and we'll react to actual football things. So appreciate you guys making Locked On Nebraska your first listen today. For your second listen, you could check out The Portal Show and find that on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.